nature, so we spent a little bit more money on Dad's electronics. I did something as I was doing some research, and it wasn't necessarily exhaustive, but what I thought was interesting. So I Googled Father's Day, and up came all these wonderful stories about fathers, their accomplishments, and the heroes and the people in life that have did great things for them in Father's Day. And it went on and on, told the story of Father's Day, and Lyndon Baines Johnson made it official, and so on and so forth. Well, just because I'm the person that I am, I said, well, it's interesting. Let's Google Black Father's Day. And I was shocked and amazed at some of the things that came on my screen. And to the young people, we all know we're living in the information technology age, and everybody has the internet at their disposal. Well, as I Googled Black Father's Day, one of the first things that came up is, who is my baby's daddy? And it was a little video, and this wasn't the first thing that popped up, but it was a little video that came up, and it had LaQuisha with her 29 kids, and she was naming the kids as she went along. But who is my baby's daddy? I don't know where he is, because y'all find him and bring him to me. And it had some other things, and some African Americans said, well, you know, my father was absent, he wasn't around, so I don't particularly like this day, I don't care about this day. This day doesn't have hold the same meaning for African Americans than it does for European Americans. So I thought that was very interesting, and I was quite sad about that. Let me just sidestep for 1 second. We often just herald all the great accomplishments of our leaders of this house, and men in our lives, and our mentors that have been that and more to us. And I'm going to get to them in a couple seconds. But a statistic that was glaring to me, it was 70% of African American children are born to unwed mothers. And that kind of like hit me in my gut a little bit. But what I want us to do, here's the history part that I want you guys to kind of understand. And I want us for a chance, because it's very easy to beat up on the dads that haven't done their part. It's very easy for us to say my dad wasn't there and he's a this and he's a that, so on and so forth. But historically, if we look at the implications of slavery, stay with me for 1 second. If we look at the implications of slavery and how the system demasculated and dehumanized the African male who was transported here from America, they either had to fight or flee just to stay alive. Just to stay alive. If not, they were beaten, they were drawn, and they were quartered. We know what quartered means when the horses come and they pull you apart to four winds. So we see all these things. So some of our brothers were just a little bit slow in being able to loosen the psychological shackles off their mind. So I want to take 2 seconds to at least acknowledge the brothers and say, you know what, maybe I'm not the father of the year. Maybe I've made some mistakes, and maybe I walked out on my children and came back and walked out again. But I'm trying. I'm meeting a lot of young brothers that are at least trying. I made a mistake, but I'm trying. And they often get left off in the shuffle. We get pigeonholed. So I just want to be able to tell young brothers in the street, or the brothers in here that maybe their father wasn't present. There will be a time in your dad's life that he will at least try. And he may be trying to be a better father, to be a better brother, to be a better uncle, to be that person that he needs to be. It's just taking a little bit longer for him to get the emotional shackles of slavery off of him. You guys following where I'm going with this? I think it's very, very important that we understand that concept. And once again, and I'm a real big conspiracy theorist, Brother Doug, but I'm even glaring at the internet, and is the internet culturally biased? And that's a whole conversation for a whole another time. And I was just amazed at all the glaring things that came up when we did Father's Day and Father's Day for African Americans. So I just want us to be patient, young brothers, sisters, with the brothers who are quite not there where we want them to be. And if we encourage them, maybe they will get there. So lastly, and you know, you guys always say I get up and I talk about my father, and he happens to be my father, so I can talk about my father and his accomplishments. And if I don't talk about my father, you're not going to talk about my father. So I appreciate the leadership that he has given, and also our Pastor King. So we often minimize their accomplishments because they get it right day in, day out, month after month, year after year. Countless times they've gotten it right, and it's almost commonplace. So that's just our bishop. That's just our pastor. Sure, they didn't cheat on their wives, and they didn't do all those things. That's what they should do. But they got it early in life. They got it early in life, which enables them to get it now. So, to my father and to Pastor King, I appreciate you getting it early.